about to go down the TikTok rabbit hole.
Let's see, well, I've jumped timelines. I broke my favorite cookie jar. Look at that gorgeous sunshine and all the dirty dishes. But let me tell you about my timeline jump. So everybody, I've heard you guys talk about it all the time. You guys talk about it all the time. You get to jump timelines. I'm like, include me. I'd like to jump timelines. So I have this set of ice cream bowls from Starbucks that I got in 2007. I used to work at Starbucks and I would do the retail like set up and tear down, and if they had extra stuff, I would take it, not like steal it. You were allowed to back in the day. So it was this set of cute little ice cream bowls. Look at these 4 sets of ice cream bowls. There's a red, a green, a blue, and a yellow. Don't debate me on the colors because I Googled it and sometimes there's 2 red, but there's always 4. There's always 4, and I've had this set of ice cream bowls since 2007. It's currently 2006, therefore 19. I know math. 19 years, hopefully I did that right, and I've been putting this away. I've been putting this set of ice cream bowls away since 2007. Yes, I've moved houses. I've moved houses since then, so I put it away in different cupboards. Different cupboards, but it's always been 4. It's always been 4 ice cream bowls. I've always had a red, a green, a blue, and a yellow. So tell me why. Tell me why, after 19 years of having these ice cream bowls and 11 years of putting them from this dishwasher to that cupboard, today I have an extra yellow bowl. Tell me how. Tell me how. And so when I would put them in my cupboard, I reorganized my cupboards over the years, and I would either do them in a stack of 4 if I wanted them like that. Sometimes in my cupboard, I do them in 2 stacks of 2, but it's always been a stack of 4 or 2 stacks of 2. And so tell me where. Tell me how this showed up in my dishwasher, and I'm putting my dishes away, and I'm like this, and this, and now I have 2 yellows.
Okay. I'm shocked too. I'm shocked too.
Like I was praying to jump timelines. Now I'm a little weirded out.
Number 1, be careful what you ask for. Number 2, I have a similar story. So there's these 1800s Bibles. If you want me to show them to you sometime, just let me know in the comments and I'll show you. Maybe it'll be a short or something like that. But my wife got one, and we've only ever had one, and they're very old. They're the type that buckle on the side. Very big, thick family Bibles. Nothing written on the inside of them. So we're going to do that. They're going to be our family Bibles. I'm going to try to see if I can get them restored. That's all from the story. We moved. Came to where we're living now. A couple of years goes by. And I'm like, hey, dig out the Bible. She goes to dig it out. And we have 2. But it doesn't stop there. Not only do we have 2, they're companion books. One is the earlier print, and the other is the next print that was made to correct issues in the earlier print. Believe what you want. It actually happened to me. I freaked out and I called my boy Way. He'll probably be on this channel at some point in time. I told him, I was like, you're never gonna believe what just happened to us. But that's happened to me.
So I've been summoned. Melanie Buki. A girl has a concealer. She's going to go use her concealer that she's used to putting a Q-tip in the hole there because the tip, the doe foot is broken. Okay. But for some reason, she goes and opens it and pulls it out. Doe foot's intact. But not just that. Something's wrong with her video. The video's glitching. It's pulsating. What the fuck? I'll show you the video and I'm gonna come back at the end.
Wait, literally, I was using, what do you call it? Oh my god, why is it doing, that's so weird. Whoa. I was using Q-tips to get my concealer out because I broke this. I'm getting so, I'm actually getting really, like, my heart is racing. And why is my phone doing that? What? Oh my god.
First of all, I'm hard as a rock, okay? I love this shit, y'all. I love this shit. But secondly, Melanie, I need you to stay calm and I need you to do something for science, okay? I need, since it looks like it's been 16 hours since your video, I need you to go back to that mirror. I need you to go back to your vanity there and I need you to check everything else that's on your vanity that you know. There's some things that you know that you broke. There's some things that you know probably are only half full. I need you to check them. I'm sure there's more anomalies. You were stuck in a time overlap, a parallel dimension
Wow.
overlap with a parallel version of you. Okay, parallel version of you is probably close by as well. I don't want to scare her, but yeah. Woo, my nipples are hard. Listen, Melanie, I'm sorry. You got to remain calm, but you got to do this, okay? I need you to go back and I need you to report back. I know you're scared. I know this was probably last night, so you're probably a lot calmer, but that's what happened. You have the other you's concealer. The other you has yours. So those are the things that have overlapped. I want you to see if there's anything else that doesn't look like yours. Okay. I'm sure there's 100 other things right there. Just this is perfect actually, because there's so many little items there, right? That we can prove this. Also, I think that we should start pinning down locations. We need to start pinning down these locations so we know where this anomaly is headed and where it's going and where it's been. But yeah, this is so good. Let me know if she updates y'all. Let me know. So
Wow. I wonder if this is what happens to all the socks.
I think I time jumped, and a lot of you are saying that you have too. So my question to you guys who think that you've timeline jumped, was there a traumatic event that took place prior to you realizing what's going on? Because I feel like there's like a correlation there where like an accident happened, something happened in your life big, like something along those lines where something serious happened in your life and then out of nowhere you're like, what is going on? I don't recognize this life. So many of you are saying that you're losing your plates, your forks, your spoons, or you have extras of these things. Like a lot of people are talking about the plates, forks, spoons, everything of that sort, even Tupperware lids. Okay, so again, my question.
This is interesting. We've lost a lot of utensils. Now, a couple plates broke, but we do have missing stuff in the kitchen. But isn't that a part of life? I mean, that always happens, right? Or is it strange and unusual?
To you is, what happened before you think that you timeline jumped, and what made you think that you've jumped timelines?
There are thousands of dimensions. The scientists keep talking about fifth dimension, sixth dimension. There are thousands. Many of these.
I have to bring up this comment. I got a new freckle, and Ireland is now an isolated country, instead of connected to the other European countries, and Greenland shrunk. So yeah. Wait a minute, what? Ireland is an isolated country? I gotta look at a map.
These dimensions, there will only be a slight difference. And you're constantly going in and out of these other dimensions all the time. You don't notice it unless there's something that gets your attention. I had one woman who was a college student, and she said she came out of her dormitory one day, and there was a lot of construction going on right in front of the dormitory. They had the barriers up and the orange cones, and they were digging up the street.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the next morning she comes out of the dormitory. There's no sign of any construction at all.
They must
But
not
I
have
mean,
been
unless
union.
something happens to catch your attention, you're not even going to notice. You're constantly moving in and out of these. Another one might say, they see this beautiful tree on the block where they live in. The next day, there isn't any tree.
the government.
You've crossed over just that little bit into the other dimension. It begins to show you reality is not at all what you think it is.
Apparently not.
Everything is energy. Everything is an illusion.
Okay.
I had one client that said she was out jogging and she saw an airplane coming in, and it was coming in through the treetops, big airliner, and she could see it coming in. She said it's going to crash. She could see it about a block or so down. It's going to crash. And she turned around and ran back to the house, turned on the TV to see if there any news about an airplane crashing. Well, there wasn't. So part of what she wanted to have the session was about, what was that? They said she had crossed over into a dimension where there was an airport over there. And it didn't exist in her normal reality. But see, you don't stay there because it's not your reality here. You all know when you put something down, an object or something, your glasses or car keys, you go back, you can't find them. Then a little later you go back and they're there. They have gone into this other dimension and come back. When that happens to me, I always say, guys, put it back, I need it. Dimensions.
Okay. So if you experience something weird like that, first thing you should do is check your bank account. Just saying. If we can transfer dimensions, transfer some cash from your rich self.
There are
right, what's
thousands
next?
of dimensions.
We split off from the original timeline on 9/11, when Project Looking Glass used our collective fear and confusion from that day to jump us to the darkest timeline. Meanwhile, the true timeline is going on simultaneously parallel to us. This is the one where the Fruit of the Loom has the cornucopia, and Darth Vader says, "Luke, I am your father." These two timelines remain separate until CERN turned on the Large Hadron Collider in 2009, making it the most powerful particle accelerator to ever exist. That's when the Mandela effect stuff started happening. That's when the timelines began to cross. 9 days after they fired that sucker up, and it reached its peak luminosity, a blue spiral portal appeared in the sky over Norway. Then in 2012, the year that the Mayans predicted the world would end, Large Hadron Collider at CERN discovers the God particle, the Higgs boson. 2 years later, Malaysian airline Flight 370 disappears into thin air. An entire 777 and all 239 passengers on board gone without a trace. Then in 2016, after proton collisions begin at LHC, a series of events results in Harambe's death. This is on the dark timeline, the one that we've been on. Now, because of Harambe's death, several thousand people voted for Harambe as a joke as a write-in candidate in the 2016 election. And many suggest that this tipped the scales in the favor of a Donald Trump presidency. Then fast forward to May in 2023, way up there, the Large Hadron Collider had been shut down for upgrades, and as soon as it turns back on, we have the submersible implosion at the bottom of the ocean with the billionaires on board. And in the true timeline, people have been waking up to the lies of 9/11 and Project Looking Glass. Again, how they did this was plunge the world into a state of fear and chaos. Use that collective distraction to jump us into the darkest timeline. They need everybody to be on a lower frequency in order to jump the whole planet into a new timeline. But in the true timeline, people were waking up to the lies of 9/11 and Project Looking Glass, and in a revolution, capitalism falls. Now, I tried to reconcile these two timelines on August 8th, 2024, last year.
Okay.
I don't know if we were successful. I don't know if all the chaos going on in the world right now is just a result of the timelines merging, of a tower moment where old structures need to crumble so that something new can be born, or if we simply did not have enough people to jump us back to the true timeline. I explain all this in my book, Manic Pixie E-Girl, a book about jumping timelines, alternate realities, tarot cards, government conspiracies, the man.
All right, so as usual, he's got something to sell. And then what about people like me? People that haven't been shaken up, haven't been scared and frightened, don't really give a damn. Like, the majority of the American black population should be in the good timeline right now because we could care less about all this stuff going on in the world because our world doesn't change. So I don't know about this.
Listen, you're not going crazy. You're not losing your mind. You are being prepared for the biggest timeline jump of your life. And there's these weird symptoms that occur before you have that insane quantum leap. You're getting ringing in the ears, or almost like you feel like you're up in an airplane and your ears are plugged, but for no reason whatsoever. You're having an internal frequency adjustment for your next level quantum leap that is existing right now at a different frequency. You're able to see things almost as though you're like an alien. You're seeing things like layers and layers deeper than even the average smart person. And you're wondering, why doesn't everyone see this? This is so obvious to me. Like, you're seeing stuff from the Matrix. Like, you are awake on a different level because you are being awakened. So what you're seeing is real, but your ego is going to try to gaslight you that it's not, because it's going to feel so intense and so bizarre, and you're going to feel very alone in it. Oh, trust it. In addition to the shape shifting that you likely have going on, you have these extreme weight fluctuations. You look in the mirror all puffy, and the next day you're all snatched. This is your body calibrating and morphing in order for you to go into your new identity. You literally are shifting on a cellular level. Share this with someone who you know will appreciate it. Listen, you're not going crazy. You're not losing your mind. You are being prepared for the biggest.
What do you guys think about that? I mean, she believes it. Looking at some comments. Yaya says, girl, my ears ringing all the time anyway, but lately have increased to super high pitches at times. I'm having crazy anxiety. I'm smelling smells that no one else can smell. Putrid and sweet. And I'm catching people's manipulations so clearly, it's puzzling. Someone else says, anyone else's food tastes weird or bad? Like smells strange or too salty? Constant backache, in bed, unmotivated all the time, crave chocolate, don't want to be around anyone. Well, you know, while this timeline thing could be a thing, sounds to me like parasites, bad diet, and tinnitus. What do you think?
I'm freaking the fuck out right now. What is CERN doing with our timeline? Like, what are they doing? I've been unpacking some boxes from my storage unit. I pulled these out of a cedar chest I have, and I've worn these every winter for almost 20 years. My son is 22 years old, and when he was in diapers, he was like 2.5. My best friend crocheted these for me. I bought the yarn in the colors I wanted. These are my favorite. And he crocheted it for me.
Okay.
He made one hat and one scarf for me. That's all I bought 2 skeins of yarn, and that was all that was going to be enough for, right? Was one hat and one scarf. What the fuck is happening? This, as you can clearly see, is a second hat, and they look different. They look different, but I don't remember this one. I remember this one because it had these weird lines where it started to separate at the bottom because he was running out of yarn. I don't remember this one at all. And what's really freaking me out is that I messaged him about it. It's like, hey dude, listen, I need you to remember this event for me correctly, okay? Because I'm not sure I am. He said, well, what's going on? And I said, remember that scarf and hat you made for me? The one in the fall colors, and I bought the yarn. And he's like, yeah. And I said, what exactly did you crochet out of all of that? And he said, I made you one hat and one scarf because that's all you asked for, and you only gave me 2 skeins of yarn. And I was like, that's it? One hat and one scarf? And he said, yeah, that was all you gave me enough for. I said, you didn't make me 2 hats? He goes, no, I would have needed a whole nother skein of yarn for that. So then I showed him what was happening with the hats. And he goes, what the actual fuck? He doesn't remember making a second hat either. I just found my own personal Mandela effect in the Matrix, and it's bothering me. What are they doing?
One thing that I'm noticing when it comes to this stuff, same thing with our stuff, is it's objects that you got in a certain point in time. You specifically remember when you got it and how you got it. Because even in my story earlier, I left out all kinds of details that are unnecessary to telling you. But you specifically remember everything about the event. You know you didn't have the object before the event of getting it. Then years go by. And it could be any number of years, but there's time involved with this. And the next time you go to get that object, whether it's a winter item or something out of the dishwasher or a book that was packed away, you find more. I'm not even going to try to assume what the reason for this is, but this is happening. If you got any ideas in the comments, let us know.
I think I timeline jumped. I think I shifted timelines somehow.
Okay.
So I have this t-shirt and I'm here in Alabama from California just for a certain amount of time. So I only brought like a certain amount of clothes with me here back to Alabama for a little bit, right? So I have some of my clothes, black shorts, and these Vans, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna change shirts because this shirt doesn't really match. So I got to the car in my space bag, and I'm looking in it, and I find this shirt folded, right? And I remember folding this shirt and like putting it in my space bag. And then I think in my head, I'm like, wait, this shirt is in the back of my car. Tell me why I have fucking two.
See? I believe her.
Me in another universe is looking for this fucking shirt. Me in a different timeline or another somewhere, she's looking for this shirt and she's pissed. I promise you she's pissed. Oh, she's mad. I would give it back to you if I could. I don't know how to do that. I'm gonna figure it out though. But yeah, I think I timeline jumped, shifted somehow. And this one's a large and this one's an extra large. So like, but I remember buying the shirt. I only bought one. I got it for Christmas, like a year ago. So.
And that's just proof that CERN's fucking with the timelines. The whole Justin Timberlake thing everyone's talking about. Oh, well, they're just now releasing the body cam footage and he's fighting it. Bruh, the body cam footage? You mean when he says about the world tour? Oh, you're ruining the tour. This is going to ruin the world tour. And the officer going, what? Excuse me? That happened already. That happened already. And I'll prove to you how I know it happened already. Because he was on his world tour, right? And during the world tour, people were complaining because he didn't want to fucking sing on his tour. This was July of 2025. Watch.
Cause what I got.
King, give us absolutely nothing. But yeah, it already
Justin
happened.
said, "I want
All
this
of that
easy
stuff
money."
happened at the same time because we knew that he got busted. He was on his world tour, and they released the body cam footage of him saying, "You're gonna ruin my world tour." We literally made fun of him for months. Remember the sneakers making the squeaky noise when he was dancing on the world tour? Then remember Britney's book or whatever Britney came out with, telling her story, and she said that he was always trying to act hood, and the way he was talking to Genuine, he was like, for shizzle, my nizzle, my nizzle. It was.
I don't know any of this because I don't follow celebrities. Please sound off in the comments because I'm curious now.
All cringy, and it all happened at the same time. You can't tell me nothing different. Jessica Biel deserves better. I said that last time too.
Can we chat really quick about the timeline jumping that y'all are doing? I've been seeing all
That's why
these
we're here.
really great, like the woman with the extra hat, like, oh, I'm so jealous of her. And then the other woman with like the extra Starbucks bowl. I'm in the one where everything is going missing. I got a PR deal and was like so excited to do these. They were like glasses, and I wore them. I took them off and I set them on the nightstand. I set them on the nightstand, and I remember thinking, tomorrow, wake up, do the video. When I woke up, they weren't there. Everything else is there. They aren't there. The next thing. Out on the farm today doing my farm work, and I am moving a sheep fence. One of the posts is missing. I mean, look, it's just like missing.
What?
It should have one like this, right? That makes sense. But it's just missing. And I remember taking a rod from my other fence like this and repairing it because it was broken. I remember doing that specific spot. Okay, there's more. I have two AirPods. They both work, but like they're just for listening to music or whatever. These are for talking to people because these ones don't go. So anyways, yesterday I knew, or day before yesterday, I knew that I had one out. It happens all the time, right? Like you put one in, I'm like walking around, and then I take it out and I set it on the counter. I know where it was sitting. It was sitting on the counter. I remember seeing it there. So it's like yesterday I picked this up and I was like, oh, I gotta go find that AirPod before I lose it, like for realsies. And I went and I looked around, looked under the table, and it was there. I found it. But look at it. It's different. It's the right one, but it's a different AirPod. Hold on, look. I thought maybe they both have different like tops on them because maybe one's right and one's left. No, this is just a different AirPod. Where did it come from? I hope that like my
See what I'm saying, y'all?
other version of me who has all of this stuff like is having the biggest laugh of their life, because the final thing that I lost yesterday when I woke up was my hair. I even lost some hair in the timeline jump. Like, it's freaking me out.
Have you ever woken up exhausted even though you slept 8 hours? Or have you felt the wave of sadness hit you out of nowhere? Here's what nobody's telling you. The Schumann resonance, Earth's natural heartbeat frequency, has been spiking like crazy. Normally it sits around 7.83 hertz. Lately, it has been surging levels we've never seen. And because your body runs on electromagnetic frequencies, when the planet shifts, you shift too. That brain fog, that pressure behind your eyes, that unexplained anxiety, it's not coincidence.
Yo. Okay. Now you hit one. Now you hit one. Okay, now you hit one. There is a something that happened to me. When was this done? 2 days ago. It's in the right timeline because it was over the past few days ago. A few days ago. But I had this nasty pressure behind my eyes. Like, and I've never had that before. And I didn't know why it was happening. Oh man. It hit me bad. And wow, that's crazy. That's one of the symptoms, huh? If you experience that, let me know. And this would have been like, I mean, sometime last week, I'm saying. Because it was for me. And it just came out of nowhere. So, yeah. That's just crazy to me that's one of the symptoms.
You are quite literally syncing up with Earth recalibrating itself. Some people call it upgrade, others just feel like they're losing it. You're not losing it, you're just sensitive enough to feel what's changing.
This time period was all prophesied, and Jesus Christ is returning. And there's a lot that's going to be out of whack. Like the whole moon phase thing, I was noticing that like a couple of years ago, and nobody started talking about it till right now. Like, you guys need to watch the skies more. Watch the waters and watch the skies. I'm telling you, there's a lot going on right now. And I believe this is all due to prophesied timeline and events. Now, that doesn't mean we will know the day or the hour, but we're supposed to know the season. Okay? I think we're just in the beginnings of these times. And in the beginnings of these times, this is when we need to be watching out for the Son of Man's return. Be ready. Have oil in your lamps. That's all I'm saying.
If the last few days have felt weirdly foggy, emotional, or like it even feels like it's not real, this is for you. Really listen up about this, because you might have seen a lot of people on the internet talking about there have been a recent timeline shift, okay? This is because the Schumann resonance blacked out for a minute. Schumann resonance is actually what measures the Earth's electromagnetic activity. And sometimes data can go offline or can look flat due to technical reasons. It's not necessarily evidence of a literal timeline shift. And it doesn't mean that nothing happened. Because energetically and psychologically, a lot of people have been moving through a shift. And the past few days may have felt like brain fog or emotional waves up and down, revisiting old patterns that maybe you even thought you outgrew. And it's not because you necessarily jumped timelines, or is it? Mainly it's because your nervous system and your identity have recalibrated. Growth doesn't always feel like expansion. Sometimes it feels like shedding and letting go. Sometimes it also feels like, why is this coming up again? Because you're actually being asked to respond differently this time. And that's when the upgrade happens. You don't become your next level self by waiting for a cosmic event to happen. And I love cosmic events. You become her by practicing being her, by embodying it, by choosing discipline that you've been.
This doesn't include men? I'm sorry. I am seeing a demographic and gender through line through all this, with just a couple of exceptions.
Avoiding by trusting yourself where you've been questioning things and claiming the identity that you've been tiptoeing around. Astrology is beautiful and supportive, but you are the driving force behind all of this. You are the reason that your life actually changes. Remember, it's not happening to you, it's happening through you. So if you have been feeling different lately, maybe more aware, more honest, maybe even a little bit uncomfortable with things, good. It means that you're not going backwards, you're integrating, you're moving forward. And this version of you knows what she desires. She doesn't feel like she has to chase it. She knows that it is hers and that this is her life that she's living now. So instead of asking, was there a timeline shift? Ask yourself, what would the version of me who already has this, whatever it is that you're manifesting, do today? And then go do it. Be her. Embody that energy now. If the last few days have felt weirdly foggy, emotional.
Okay. Well, we got more information about what this Schumann resonance is. I'm still not buying into all the extra stuff. You know what I mean? But I don't want that to keep me on this timeline.
It's crazy how when you jump timelines, you literally, like, it happens really fast and you are literally living in a whole another dimensional world.
Y'all, I knew we was in a new timeline and I asked for confirmation, like, it gotta be a way that I know it's a new timeline, because you know how I could just feel it, y'all? Now, we all gotta be collectively agreeing that this is a new timeline, because ain't no way. This has to be proof that we in a new timeline, y'all. Because when I was in, probably, I don't even remember when, but I was way younger when they went out of business and off the face of the earth, bro. And now all of a sudden it's an active one here. Hold up. Y'all.
Hold
Did they
up.
go out of business? I know I'm not tripping.
Hold
I know I'm not
up.
tripping. It's a new timeline, bro. And
Everybody knows
also,
they're
it's
out
a
of
field by
business.
my
What are you
house, right?
talking about?
When I tell you it was bare dirt, like, and I know it was bare dirt because I remember saying, y'all, why is it like dirt? It used to be so fruitful. Tell me why, literally in a week span, grass yay high, like it's been growing for years and years. It's a river by it. I'm like, ain't no way it was never a river by this thing. Y'all, we in a new timeline. I don't care what nobody say. It's a new timeline. It's a new. We just jumped from one to the next, bruh. I'm convinced. Have y'all noticed anything in y'all timeline that's different? Because we literally just jumped, y'all. We just jumped.
Is pay less everywhere, because this has me bugging. What? I'm seeing a lot of videos about pay less and people going to pay less. What? Wait a minute.
You probably walked past this store hundreds of times without even thinking about it. And that's exactly why it disappeared. Payless Shoes once operated more than 4,000 stores across the world, sitting inside nearly every American mall, selling affordable shoes to millions of families who trusted the brand for decades. But when mall traffic began collapsing, Payless was trapped in long, expensive leases, relying almost entirely on foot traffic, while online shopping trained customers to skip malls altogether. Instead of pivoting fast enough to e-commerce or shrinking its footprint, the company kept opening and maintaining stores that fewer people were visiting, bleeding cash every month. By the time Payless tried to reinvent itself, the debt was crushing, the malls were empty, and one of the largest shoe retailers in history filed for bankruptcy, twice, wiping out thousands of stores in just a few years. If you like stories about massive American brands that vanished almost overnight, hit like and follow. And here's the real question. Did Payless fail because malls died, or because it waited too long to leave them? You probably walked past this.
There we go. There we go. So we're not crazy. Payless is done for. So are these franchisees that have kept operating, like that one Blockbuster that's still in operation? Well, that got a little weird, but it was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. Let me know what other topics you'd like to look into or find out about. Topics that I don't even know about. Let me know what you think about what we just saw. Leave it in the comments below. And till next time, please.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.